News Bulletin, Weather Forecast. September 13th, 2025. Good day to our viewers. You are watching the weather news forecast for today, September 13th, 2025. In this program, we bring you a wide-angle picture of current meteorological conditions, spanning from the U.S. mainland to the tropical basins of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. After a relatively quiet start to the month, the weather is now turning far more complicated. New disturbances are emerging from the main development region off Africa, combined with tropical waves sneaking past the Bahamas and interacting with the familiar Central American gyre. Together, these elements are creating a layered scenario that demands close attention in the coming days. Meanwhile, the U.S. mainland is experiencing sharp contrasts. A massive heat dome covers the central states, while a cool air mass is preparing to surge southward next week. Altogether, these factors promise highly unpredictable weather. We begin with the tropical Atlantic. The main focus right now is a new tropical wave forming in the main development region off Africa, a birthplace for many historic hurricanes. The system has not yet cleared the coastline, but forecasts suggest that by this weekend it will move offshore and begin to develop. Model guidance estimates a 30% chance of tropical cyclone formation within 7 days. Initially, the system is expected to move westward at a speed of 20 to 25 kilometers per hour. However, from day 7 to 10 onward, under the influence of the subtropical high near the Cabo Verde Islands, its track will likely curve northwest into the open Atlantic and dissipate, meaning little direct threat to land. Alongside that, at least 2 other waves deserve mention. One is moving near the Bahamas. Experts jokingly call this the sneaky wave, because it is weak yet carries a considerable amount of moisture. Still, dry air layers and upper-level wind shear are suppressing its development, making the chance of it becoming a storm negligible. Even so, residents of the Bahamas and Florida should be prepared for increased showers that could cause localized flooding in the coming days. The second wave is tied to the broad Central American gyre, a recurring circulation that concentrates thunderstorms and heavy rainfall, sometimes spinning up into a tropical depression. At the moment, only the GFS model hints at a low forming in the Gulf of Mexico, drifting northwest. By contrast, the ECMWF and CMC models show no such signal. As a result, storm formation odds remain very low, around 10%. Yet, because of the complex nature of this region, continuous monitoring is required. Environmental conditions cannot be overlooked. Sea surface temperatures in the Western Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico are running very high, many areas above 29 to 30 degrees Celsius. This is a rich energy source for any tropical system passing through. If a disturbance lingers there, rapid intensification becomes possible, but for now, development is being capped by dry air and strong shear linked to an existing trough. Whether a storm can form will depend heavily on the timing of when this trough shifts away, allowing moisture to consolidate. Comparing forecast scenarios shows sharp differences. The ECMWF and CMC models generally suggest most tropical waves this week will curve northward and fade over open water, posing no land threat. In contrast, the GFS emphasizes a small low possibly forming in the Gulf of Mexico, with potential gradual strengthening. However, this is just one outcome among many, and confidence is low. More noteworthy is the second wave following the one with a 30% chance of development. Several models show it could travel farther west before bending north, meaning a closer approach to the Caribbean. This is the system meteorologists recommend monitoring most closely. The Eastern Pacific is also active. A tropical disturbance, designated 95E, is currently spinning off the coast of Mexico. Forecasts indicate it could strengthen into a tropical storm within the next 24 to 48 hours. Furthermore, this region may soon see 2 to 3 more storms in quick succession, with the next names on the list being Mario, Narda, and Octave. While these storms are not expected to be especially strong, heavy rainfall along Mexico's coast and the Baja California Peninsula could still bring flooding, landslides, and other hazards. Residents there should remain vigilant. As for impacts, rainfall totals in the coming days are projected to be substantial. Florida and the Bahamas could see 50 to 75 millimeters. Locally higher, especially near Freeport. Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, and Puerto Rico may record 75 to 100 millimeters. Enough to trigger flash floods and urban inundation. Smaller islands like Barbados, St. Lucia, Martinique, and St. Vincent may exceed 100 millimeters. Intensifying concerns. In Central America, including Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica, and Panama, rainfall totals may surpass 100 millimeters in just a few days, raising the risk of serious landslides. Venezuela and Colombia are forecast to have scattered storms, with probabilities around 40 to 60%, lower than elsewhere but still worth attention. Turning to the U.S. mainland, the weather there tells a very different story. Atmospheric patterns are currently locked in an omega block. This means the central states remain under a sprawling heat dome, while troughs keep sweeping across both coasts. As a result, central U.S. regions are enduring record-breaking heat, while other areas experience bouts of storms and incoming cooler air. Today and tomorrow, many areas of the high plains and northern states are likely to experience severe thunderstorms. Wind gusts may reach 40 to 60 miles per hour, with Montana possibly seeing gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Hail is also possible in some locations. Florida, meanwhile, continues to face a prolonged stretch of thunderstorms, fueled by a persistent offshore trough funneling moisture inland. On temperatures, the U.S. Southeast is approaching record-breaking highs. In upstate South Carolina, for example, temperatures are forecast to reach 74 degrees Fahrenheit, a level tying the record set in 1899. By Thursday, more records could fall, with some areas nearing 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet, the picture will change quickly later this weekend as a cold front pushes in, bringing scattered rain and sharply cooler conditions, particularly across Tennessee and Kentucky. Residents there will feel the dramatic swing, from near-record heat to refreshing coolness in just a few days. In conclusion, the coming days' weather will be shaped by a complex interplay of factors: the massive heat dome, the advancing cool air, and multiple tropical waves in both the Atlantic and Pacific. Some systems will likely dissipate offshore, but others warrant close attention, especially with sea surface temperatures running very high and capable of fueling rapid intensification. We will continue to track these developments and provide you with timely updates in future broadcasts. Thank you for watching today's program. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss important weather information. We wish you safety and peace as we navigate through these unpredictable climate changes.